Hi, this is Jay. Enjoy your stay.
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me, and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the three of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, insistent that Heyman had turned his back on his tribal chief. And in all the madness, Roman and I both lost sight. We never thought that night would end the way it did.
Oh, no!
Heyman betraying both of us.
Oh, my God! What the hell did we just witness?
I can't think of a better candidate for slingshot tech to address. It took my whole career to get to that main event. So let's go back to WrestleMania 41 and get me the win that I was well on my way to earning. Let's destroy the architect's plans. Let's show the Oracle that he doesn't see all. And let's force Roman Reigns to acknowledge us.
Here comes Seth freaking Rollins, the visionary and the revolutionary of WWE.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth
Officially the coolest entrance living every man's dream, Seth freaking Rollins.
Las Vegas serenading Seth freaking Rollins. Remember what happened 10 years ago up in California, the Bay Area? Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank in the heist of the century at WrestleMania.
An iconic call for an iconic performance. Seth needs another one of those iconic moments this evening against two of the best this industry has ever seen.
Rollins at WrestleMania, the third time he's been in the main event.
Come to WrestleMania for the wrestling, but stay for the karaoke. We've got a bit of everything tonight here in Vegas.
Has arrived in Sin City.
From Pensacola, Florida, weighing their 265 pounds, the OTC Roman Reigns.
For a record 10th time, Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania.
A titan of this industry, marching to the ring with his signature celestial swagger, the epitome of ice-cold, effortless cool.
Roman Reigns with a record of 9-3 at WrestleMania. Guys, there are only a handful of men in history with more wins than Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. 3 of those men are The Undertaker, John Cena, and the Game Triple H.
Pressure? What pressure? It's only the main event of WrestleMania. But this is a road Roman Reigns has taken many times before.
This man has a locker at the main event of WrestleMania. This is where Roman Reigns lives.
A lot of questions this week about who would carry the Ula Fala to the ring. Paul Heyman would normally do that. Tonight, Roman Reigns come to the ring with the Ula Fala on his neck himself. And for the first time in many, many years, Roman Reigns heads into battle alone.
The Ula Fala symbolizes the head of the family. And when you talk about Roman Reigns' family, you're talking about one of the most successful and powerful families in the history of wrestling. Tens of thousands of runs to the sky here in Las Vegas.
The Anoa'i family dominance continuing here at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for pride and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is in the main event of WrestleMania.
It has to be a surreal moment for CM Punk.
Accompanied to the ring by WWE Hall of Famer, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins look thoroughly disgusted over the fact that Paul Heyman walked down to the ring with the Second City Saint. It is CM Punk's first WrestleMania match in 12 years. Remember, he missed last year's WrestleMania with a torn triceps, and this year he goes into triple threat action with Reigns and Rollins, 2 men that he cannot stand. Triple threat rules. The first man to gain pinfall and submission will win this match. There are no countouts, no disqualifications. He's won championships, he's made friends, he's made enemies. Tonight is CM Punk's night. Tonight is CM Punk's main event.
Well, pressure has always been CM Punk's playground. The fire has always been burning, and his only addiction is wrestling. Each of these three men believe they are the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world.
Punk has claimed that for him this is just business. And taking Reigns and Rollins out at WrestleMania will get them out of his way so he can accomplish the things he returned to WWE to do. To win titles.
But Reigns and Rollins are not your average roadblocks. They're two of the biggest names in WWE for a reason. And they're not about to let CM Punk just have his way.
And he gets directed into the corner.
Oh, a merciless strike.
CM Punk, who burst out of the scene. CM Punk showed up at ECW, run by Paul Heyman when he was only a teenager, wanting to break into the business. He would get to the WWE developmental territory and become, and here's a cover. Stopping the ref's count.
In the nick of time.
Neckbreaker. Look out.
Reigns is trying to pick his opponent apart physically and mentally.
Bullseye with the Falcon Arrow.
And the action is getting a little too close for comfort here.
Sent awkwardly into the table.
Countered right when it was needed. It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. And CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who brought him to the dance in WWE. A bond that goes way back, he and CM Punk.
And he gets set back into the ring.
Calf kick on the money.
And he's leaving the ring for the moment. And Roman and Seth, two former allies, would make a lot of sense for them to team up with CM Punk tonight.
Yeah, I think it's way too late to strike that deal, Uncle Cole. 10 years of animosity will eliminate all signs of trust between the two former Shield mates.
Remember, in many ways, the obsession by Reigns for Rollins last year cost Reigns the championship in the record reign.
And Punk would be quite happy if that obsession continues. It's clearly personal for Roman and Seth, but for Punk, tonight's just about business.
Thumped with a big blow.
Goes into the corner.
Chair position.
And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years, while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared off for 10 years.
Taking the action to the outside.
Might be taking a breather here. Pulls the trigger.
Revolution knee. Directly into the pin attempt.
2, kick out, close to 3.
And I'm not sure how many more of those kickouts he'll have left in him soon enough.
Well, targeting a body part, working the arm.
CM Punk has had a non-stop grin since walking out here. Remember, securing the main event of WrestleMania was never the goal. Charging himself up and going in for the kill with that stop. Will that close Punk out? And following up with the pin. Seth Rollins is your winner. The architect drew up Reigns and Punk's defeat perfectly.
It's a clash of the Titans here at WrestleMania. The original tribal chief, the visionary, the best in the world in a triple threat match.
Punk has waited a long time for this, to main event the show of shows. And to make things better, he gets a chance to take down the 2 men who have been standing in his way since his return.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins think they run WWE. That this is their world that Punk has stepped into. But they've got plenty of history to work out between themselves too. This is going to be one for the ages.
Got him where he wants him.
Up and delivering a Falcon Arrow.
It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. And CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who brought him to the dance in WWE. A bond that goes way back, he and CM Punk.
Does having Paul Heyman back in his corner even the scales here for CM Punk? Does having the wise man's strategies and support give him an edge over Rollins and Reigns?
Sure, if you trust Paul Heyman to have your best interests in mind, then yes, he is a huge asset in this kind of match. But remember, Heyman is doing this as a favor for Punk. As far as we know, his allegiance still lies with Reigns.
Nice suplex. And Roman and Seth, 2 former allies, would make a lot of sense.
Down around with the schoolboy, shoulders are down.
Reverses the pin, shoulders down. Not letting it happen.
He saw his window closing there.
Oh, that gets reversed on CM Punk.
The universal signal for extreme. The kendo stick has entered the fray. Being able to pull that off, no one is going to question if you skip going to the gym today.
Bang! What a move! The focus squarely on Rollins there as the triple threat rules will continue to be a factor.
And a stomp to the gut.
And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years, while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared off for 10 years.
The battle rages on right before our eyes.
A little too close for comfort, if you ask me. This is getting dangerous.
Ah, jumping knee strike. Lights out. Legs caught.
Spine buster. CM Punk has had a non-stop grin since walking out here. Remember, securing the main event of WrestleMania was never the goal. Winning in the main event of WrestleMania is. Punk fails to do that, and he'll always look back on this night with regret.
Paul Heyman did Tells CM Punk that he indeed will one day main event WrestleMania. Paul Heyman said, "I will be with you when it happens," and it has.
Well, no matter the outcome, CM Punk will forever be a WrestleMania main eventer.
Reigns able to get out of the... Oh, my! Move!
And he comes in under the ropes now. Will he get on with it already? This is a fight. And remember, the reason that Rollins and Reigns are here, at least when they first arrived on the scene, was because of CM Punk. The Shield was built as a security force for CM Punk.
Come on, let's not make out like that is some accolade for CM Punk. They were brought in as security to protect CM Punk. It wasn't some selfless act by Punk. And both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins know that.
Punk is claiming that he was the man to bring them both into the business, and he can't wait to be the man to take them both out of it.
Taking this to the floor.
Seth leaves again. Elbow drop. Action now spilling to the ringside area in front of us here. Overwhelming offense now from Punk.
Punk is determined right now.
Goes under the ropes and into the ring.
Rollins getting work done. So important to keep Seth from gaining any momentum.
Reorientating them in the corner here.
Smashed with a forearm.
And now Reigns is starting to look like a man who realizes he is a tribal chief with no followers to come to his aid. Perhaps looking for some kind of equalizer here.
Seth Rollins has found his favorite equalizer, a steel chair.
And just like that, avoiding surefire disaster.
Seth losing any command of this match.
Rollins might just be waiting for an opportune time.
This is not about a championship. This is about pride and dignity.
Rollins with a head of steam. Big air.
Stop connects. Seth could end it there.
Cover. Kicked out at one. Even the ref can't believe it.
Simply unreal. Potentially inhuman. Kicking out at one. How?
Oh, Roman Reigns locked and loaded, measuring his opponent. Here we go. Fear.
That spells doom for Rollins.
And right into the cover.
Might end this.
Two count.
Seth freaking Rollins with a close freaking call. I don't know how he survived that.
And after all that, Roman Reigns still hasn't ended this battle.
This has been a hurricane of chaos. Rollins, Punk, Reigns, each struggling to prove their superiority.
Lifted and completely helpless here. Getting back into the ring now. Check your face after that one.
A razor-sharp chop there.
Grabs their opponent by the ankles into a powerbomb.
Punk scaling the turnbuckles. Move at a breakneck pace.
And a quick schoolboy out of nowhere. Well, how the turntables.
Doing whatever it takes to keep this one alive.
Huge kick connects.
And he is busted open now. He may need medical attention and soon. Oh, just launched in the air and into a free fall.
Back into the ring.
Cracked with a Mongolian chop.
DDT. Blood reversal.
From above. What a shoulder block. Rollins looking to bait his opponent into a mistake. Big time power slam.
Bad position for Punk.
Looking for a neck breaker, but denied.
Into a neck breaker though. Single leg drop kick caught him. What's Roman forming here? Oh, right to the back of the neck. What a blow.
Good night.
He'll make his way to the ring. Big clothesline.
Oh, hanging on for dear life.
Oh, an alley-oop bomb.
Brutal club. It looks like he's got a bullseye on his head now. High angle belly to back suplex.
Sudden, swift, and brutal impact. Leaning him against the turnbuckle right here. We knew this one was going to be good. CM Punk connects with a Uranagi. A textbook CM Punk Anaconda vice grip.
Can the visionary hang on? Things are beginning to...
A couple of knees there. That'll get him out of it.
Spear! Will Reigns close this out? A truly rough.
And now Punk. Kick to the midsection of Reigns. Rollins trying to crawl back into this as well.
Rollins trying to prevent that GTS on Reigns, but he's about to eat one himself.
Oh, bang. Spear. Stop. Everybody down.
Oh, what a moment of chaos in this match. If any man here can get a cover, it could be victory, but wait up. Lurking is Paul Heyman with a steel chair.
And no shocker here. Handing the chair to his friend, CM Punk. And this, guys, this could be the ultimate betrayal of Roman Reigns.
Oh, Heyman went for a low blow, but caught by CM Punk.
What the hell is Heyman thinking?
And now Punk with a roundhouse kick to Reigns.
Well, Heyman tried to stab his man, CM Punk, in the back, but was denied. But now Rollins with a low blow of his own on Punk. What the hell is going on?
And now, Heyman handing the chair to Rollins. What the hell? Oh, no!
The devil's work is afoot tonight.
Plan B all over again.
That pathetic Paul Heyman. He's a damn Judas. How many people's he going to betray?
Rollins lining it up. Here it comes. Stop!
That could be Punk's demise.
Makes the cover. His arm shot off the mat before one.
How on earth could he not keep him down for even one at this point?
There is no way that was what Seth Rollins was expecting. He thought this match was his. Drop kick from behind. Blow after blow to the midsection. I don't know how much more anyone can withstand.
Each of these targeted attacks just makes it harder to breathe.
Oh, the power. He is looking to do some serious harm.
Now heading outside.
And enters back into the ring.
Kick to the gut by Rollins. Opponent defenseless. Seth dodges that attack.
Neckbreaker.
Seth just rubbing it in now.
Time to go for a...
Well-placed elbow fights that off.
A reversal. He saw that coming.
Connected hard with the calf kick.
He's got him now.
Clothesline!
Off with their head.
Avoided any damage there.
Using the elbow as a weapon.
So hard to defend yourself when you're flat on your back.
And he heads back into the ring. Momentum is really on Punk's side.
Rollins has no answer for Punk's well-aimed attacks.
Roman with his opponent up in the air.
And driven down with a flapjack.
Uh-oh. Has to find a way out of this. Boom! Backdrop suplex.
On a high angle right across the shoulders.
You know he's looking to dish out some serious pain with that kendo stick.
Any more blows to the head like that, the ref might have to stop this match.
Yeah, Cole, or we might even see this one end in a knockout.
Ouch. Snapping the neck. Shoulders down, this could be it. Punk has beaten the odds, has defeated both Reigns and Rollins.
Here is your winner, Punk!
A moment of pure vindication here for CM Punk.
This was a lifetime in the making, and it couldn't have been any harder earned. Punk had to get through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to finally taste a main event victory here at WrestleMania.
But now he's done it. The Second City Saint is victorious at the Showcase of the Immortals.
Now that's more like it. Standing triumphant at WrestleMania 41 thanks to you. Something I really like about this slingshot technology is I'm not restricted to only my matches. I have the power to jump into the boots of other superstars and change the course of their career, too. And I can think of no better choice than the main event of 1997 Survivor Series. That's right, the infamous night that saw Bret Hart defend his championship against Shawn Michaels. They had so many epic battles, but after a particularly painful loss to Michaels at WrestleMania 12, Bret would take a sabbatical from WWE, eventually returning late in 1996. By the spring of 1997, things were much different than WWE. Bret and his family had reformed a bigger and better Hart Foundation, while Shawn and his friends created DX.
Are you ready?
The two groups despised each other, and after months of chaos, it all led to Survivor Series. And it was on that night that Shawn would steal the championship and send Bret Hart packing to WCW in an event known as the Montreal Screwjob. It's no secret that I'm a Bret Hart fan, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time. So let's hop into Bret's boots and take on Shawn Michaels in his prime, something I never got to do. The plan is simple. Avoid the sharpshooter, and we'll be okay. But if Shawn can apply the hold, we know exactly what is gonna happen. Slingshot Tech, take us to the 1997 Survivor Series in Montreal.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Possibly the two biggest egos in all of wrestling history are about to collide here tonight.
From San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the WWE European Champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
How many times have we heard Shawn Michaels say, "I won't lay down for anybody"? And how many times have we heard Bret say, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? It is put up or shut up time for both men.
Well, Shawn Michaels certainly not endearing himself to the fans here in Canada.
Well, HBK is arrogant, but he is the greatest athlete in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment, bar none.
I'd like to see you tell Bret Hart that. You can feel the electricity.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 234 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart.
And what an ovation for the 21-year veteran who debuted at the age of 19 in 1976 in Calgary.
Shawn Michaels would not allow D-Generation X to accompany him to the ring tonight, and likewise, Bret Hart would not allow the Hart Foundation to accompany him either.
You know, this is not about the money. This might not even be about the title.
These two men truly believe in their hearts that they are the better man.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. This is all about power. You know it, and I know it.
The WWE Championship, one of the most highly contested titles in the world of professional wrestling. Will Bret Hart remain champion? Will Shawn Michaels carry the gold once again? There is so much electricity. Sitting in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feud has been boiling for years, and it never seems like it will fully be settled. I know this is going to be one we'll talk about for years.
I can't think of two men who are more equally matched than Shawn and Bret. This has been an absolutely incredible year for both of them, possibly the pinnacle of both of their careers.
He'll be interested to see what the deciding factor in this match is. Right now, you have to think this is all about surviving here at Survivor Series. And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered.
Well, delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not like... Look out!
Diving leg drop
From way up high.
Just a surgical approach we're seeing from Hart.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution.
Bret Hart with a rough blow there.
Yes!
Oh, an arm breaker.
Focusing on a body part, picking it apart. The arm's as good of a place to focus as any.
Boom! It's now turfing out the garbage to the outside of the ring. And the crowd is loving this. We're building up some momentum here, folks. Thinking about it. Top speed and...
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight.
And a schoolboy catching their opponent by surprise.
The pin for the championship. The champ is pinned. We might have a new champion here. No, a kick out.
He is far from being put away here, that's for certain.
Oh, HB Shizzle, not above some mind games, it appears. Heavy body shot.
Neither superstar giving an inch here. Ooh.
And this match is swiftly turning into a knockdown, drag-out affair.
Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
Oh, man. Fatigue more than setting in, but these superstars are refusing to let up. And this crowd is loving every second of it, just emptying everything they've got now.
What a hook. HBK looking to attack from above.
From the top, elbow drop, bullseye. HBK has to be thinking about ending Bret's night after that move.
Sweet chin music.
Are we about to see a title change here?
He didn't even let the ref start the count.
HBK thought he put the last nail in his opponent's coffin, but we still got a long way to go before we can turn the lights out on this one. Sent right into the corner.
Bret avoids impact.
This Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. A very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Shawn has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels isn't prejudiced to who he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game.
HBK in real danger here.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here.
And the Hitman continues to deliver irreparable damage onto Michaels. Picked up and being carried around now. Oh, jeez, falling hard to the outside. Uh-oh, what a cross body.
Throwing all caution to the wind and flying around like a bat out of hell.
He's really pushing the limit here, getting close to a countout.
And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. You can argue two of the best to ever do it. But tonight, I don't think either man cares about showing off technical skill. These two just want to fight.
There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feud has been boiling for years, and it never seems like it will fully be settled. I know this is going to be one we'll talk about for years.
Here we go! Quick reaction to Hart there. This Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. A very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Shawn has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels isn't prejudiced to who he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game. I can't think of two men who are more equally matched than Shawn and Bret. This has been an absolutely incredible year for both of them.
Look at this! What a crossbody!
Using the ropes to devastating effect.
Like a missile through the air. Big impact off the leg drop. The momentum is squarely on Hitman's side now.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution.
He's got him square in his sights here. HBK showcasing that famous merchandise for the crowd a little bit.
With an uppercut.
And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. You can argue two of the best to ever do it.
Nimbly moving into a schoolboy. Simply too close to the ropes this time.
And he goes crashing to the outside. Gets out of the ring. What's going to happen now?
Quick evasion from him there. Oh!
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Oh, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Bret and Shawn use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable at a bar either, Wade.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using the names Bret and Shawn have called each other.
What goes up must come down, and it sure as hell did right there.
Oof, causing some serious wear and tear to the leg.
Kick to the back, and his body seems to be the focus of the attack.
The count continues.
Time to get back in there.
And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered.
Well, delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not like the kids are getting detention mimicking DX, but you can't deny they've struck a nerve through every arena we visit.
Then a knee right to the throat. Disheartening position for HBK.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here.
Not a good spot to be in.
Looking to dump their opponent all the way to the floor.
On the apron. Look at this. All the way down to the floor.
You can be fearless, but you also need to be smart, and that was not smart.
Michaels doing what he can to keep his pace in this matchup. Unleashing a barrage on their opponent. He gets back into the ring. And he exits the ring. Better watch the count. Uh-oh. Oh, my God, what a move. Hoisted up high here. Ooh, going over the top. Oh, no, no, no. What a cross body. Unbelievable athleticism. Just going for it all and landing a direct hit. Oh, my God, in the spine. That'll make your legs go numb. Looks like he's coming back in. Just pounding away. Introducing a boot to the face. And if Bret Hart isolates the leg and feels the advantage in the legs, Wade, he won't go anywhere else.
You're right, because all that's in the back of his mind is the sharpshooter. It's that precise breakdown of his target that has made the Hitman who he is.
Looking to take the legs out.
Looking to render that arm useless with an armbar.
What an interception. Dragon screw. Ah, right to the back. Cover. New champ incoming. And the champ gets free at one. Shows that this is still anybody's match at this point. Oh, man. This personal rivalry goes so far back. You can see the seeds of it when they were both tag team competitors, part of the Hart Foundation and the Rockers. Each man becoming breakout stars and leaders of a new generation in WWE. Up until that point, it was professional. But recent years and the weight of carrying the industry have changed these men.
The turning point was WrestleMania, Cole, when Bret was screwed out of the title in that Iron Man match. If the score is tied at the buzzer, it is a draw, and the title should have remained with Bret.
Well, it certainly felt like we were all learning the rules as it happened that night, but tonight the rules are very clear in this match, so I highly doubt we'll see any kind of screwy finish tonight.
He answers right back. And something Bret has to know is all the attributes Shawn possesses, Michaels might have more cardiovascular conditioning here. Michaels is insanely resilient. Remember what Michaels did, Corey, in St. Louis just a month ago against The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. He used every attribute to survive that encounter.
I've never seen a match more unholy than that Hell in a Cell match. HBK might not be surrounded by steel tonight, but I think that...
Figure four. Leg lock.
Solid grip on this hold, not letting go anytime soon. Needs to find a way out, reversing the pressure. That'll break the hold.
Switch and music going nowhere.
Pivotal moment. We could have a new champ. I don't believe it. Incredible resilience on display.
Frustration setting in for the showstopper. Can Michaels tap into that old magic one more time?
HBK has to be thinking about ending Bret's night after that move.
And Michaels now looking to put Bret Hart away. Step through, could be sharpshooter time. Oh, this would be humiliating. Sharpshooter's in. Wait, what the? Wait a minute.
Here is your
the call for the bell. Was Bret tapping out? I think
Shawn Michaels is the
There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feud has been boiling for years, and it never seems like it will fully be settled. I know this is going to be one we'll talk about for years. Working the leg with that move.
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Oh, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Bret and Shawn use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable at a bar either, Wade.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using the names Bret and Shawn have called each other.
This has got to be demoralizing for Michaels.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here. Oh, my God, right over the top and hit hard.
No.
A slingshot cross body.
Turning themselves into a missile.
And hitting the drop zone. Dead center.
I can't think of two men who are more equally matched than Shawn and Bret. This has been an absolutely incredible year for both of them, possibly the pinnacle of both of their careers.
He'll be in trouble. He could be looking for a submission here. Uh-oh, got him in the sleeper. Is he going to pass out? He's struggling to fight out of this submission. Needs to escape and does. Gets free from that painful hold.
Oh, just bouncing off that ring post. What a gruesome sound we just heard.
Finds the roll-up.
Going for the cover. This is for all the marbles.
And he only stays down for a 1 count.
I'm impressed by this level of resilience deep into a match. What stamina.
This Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. A very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Shawn has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels isn't prejudiced to who he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game.
Oh, wicked kick to the lower back. Measured kick to the vertebrae.
And the Hitman continues to deliver.
Finds the roll-up.
The champ with the cover. Got the shoulder up in the last possible moment.
What in the world did we just witness?
Discus clothesline.
So much momentum.
And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, title on the line.
Champ's in trouble.
Kick it out before the count.
Not quite enough to put him away.
Ooh! Ooh!
Crank in the head. Setting up for something here.
Up and over, all the way to the floor.
Look out!
A slingshot cross body.
Throwing all caution to the wind.
And boy, did it pay off.
Kick directly to the back.
Oh, kick right to the back.
And dropping down with the leg.
Excellent execution from Hitman.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution. Boom!
And now he's back into the ring.
Gotta find a way back to the ring immediately.
Back in the nick of time. And something Brett has to know is all the... Figure 4. Leg lock. Time.
Needs to find a way out, reversing the pressure. That'll break the hold. Pile driver on its way. Spiked. Sit out pile driver.
Can we have a new champ after that?
Cover.
Whoa! We have just witnessed next level grit, resilience, and even more so, defiance. How do you stop that?
And guys, Michaels is stunned. HBK thought this one was over, but the match will continue. And if Bret Hart isolates the leg and feels the advantage in the legs, Wade, he won't go anywhere else.
You're right, because all that's in the back of his mind is the sharpshooter. It's that precise breakdown of his target that has made the Hitman who he is.
He is looking to do some serious harm.
Ooh, and he stops that offense.
Watch the quickness on this. Wow, ripped over in a snap suplex.
And an arm bar applied here.
Just stretching out the arm.
The kick connects.
Holding the shoulder hostage now. This personal rivalry goes so far back. You can see the seeds of it when they were both tag team competitors, part of the Hart Foundation and the Rockers. Each man becoming breakout stars and leaders of a new generation in WWE. Up until that point, it was professional. But recent years and the weight of carrying the industry have changed these men.
The turning point was WrestleMania, Cole, when Bret was screwed out of the title in that Iron Man match. If the score is tied at the buzzer, it is a draw, and the title should have remained with Bret.
Well, it certainly felt like we were all learning the rules as it happened that night, but tonight the rules are very clear in this match, so I highly doubt we'll see any kind of screwy finish tonight.
Calculating the next move here.
Face first, snake eyes.
Disheartening position for HBK.
Michaels looking racked with pain, the Hitman remaining a step ahead.
Set up in the corner. What is coming next?
The ring post, figure 4 leg lock applied. Bret's bent on destroying HBK with moves like that.
Now really focusing in on attacking that leg.
Makes it incredibly difficult to walk.
And to speak on the elephant in the room, yes, there's been a lot of speculation that if Bret Hart loses this match, this will be his last match in WWE.
Yeah, I tried to get a word from the Hitman earlier today about the rumors, but it was quickly escorted away by his Hart Foundation brethren.
It's a rumor cloud that hangs above the collective minds of this capacity crowd. Such an anxious feeling inside this arena.
Big clothesline. And now the Hitman is dissecting the opposition.
Though HBK can turn this around.
Ooh, vicious kick to the spine.
Going after the arm in a big way.
So focused on just pummeling the leg there. Simple but effective side headlock takeover. Tremendous pressure applied. Bam! Chop!
Placed him in the corner here. Sudden cutoff from Bret.
Scooped up for a slam.
Nice Russian leg sweep.
Hitting the mark hard with the elbow drop. Really going for his legs, trying to lay in some damage there.
Taking things to the top rope.
Hart pausing to soak up the adulation.
Flying.
Oh, a malfunction at the junction.
Kick to the gut. And a big right hand. Shoulders down. Championship on the line. He breaks the ref's count after one.
No time to waste being shocked. You've got to maintain pressure.
Cross body. Oh my, boot to the spine right there.
Trying to work the leg here.
What are they doing here? And Brett gets countered. Unloads a shot to the gut.
Oh, here comes a brutal bit of back and forth.
This match has gone above and beyond anything anyone expected tonight.
Neither Shawn nor Brett look like they're going to relent to the other. This has been more about punishing each other than winning the title. Oh!
This is a war of attrition with neither superstar wanting to be the one who surrenders.
Oh!
Looks like we got ourselves a hockey fight.
And consider that the final punctuation to that heated exchange.
Put into the corner. What could be next?
Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. It pulls off the reversal. Quick thinking that time.
Dear Lord, just a nasty assault. From the top.
HBK from the top. No one does it better.
HBK has to be thinking about ending Brett's night after that move.
Michaels hit it. Sweet chin music. Could that be enough to gain the title?
Oh, my God.
Just barely more than one. What on earth are we witnessing?
And you have to wonder what else Michaels needs to do here tonight to secure a win.
Michaels now looking to put the final nail in the Hitman's coffin.
A stomp to the gut turns things around. Shawn's in the... He wriggles out of the danger zone there.
These two reaching a standstill with all these reversals.
Uh-oh. Block the effort and cut them off with a shot to the gut.
Well-executed dropkick. How much more abuse can they take? Shawn and Brett are each looking to take their pound of flesh from each other. Brett gets out of the way in time.
Ah, look at this, just cranking it out.
Oof!
He's looking to go high risk from the top rope.
And Hart is channeling the energy of this crowd.
And Brett on the top rope and the referee knocked down, guys.
Well, took down Shawn Michaels, but accidentally took down the ref in the process. And at this point, all bets are off.
Michaels to the eyes of the Hitman. Shawn taking advantage of the referee's state at the moment. But what is HBK thinking now?
Oh, and now looking for a sharpshooter. Bret Hart's own move. Shawn Michaels trying to turn him on his belly.
And the referee dropped once again as Bret kicked Michaels away.
And another ref's in.
What is going on here?
I guess we're not going to get a screw job tonight, Wade.
Crossbody. Oh, that's got to sting your back.
And a vicious looking stretch in that shoulder.
Went right for the shoulder.
This has got to be demoralizing for Michaels.
Piece by piece, Hitman's chipping away.
Oh!
Attention to the shoulder on that attack.
Hart has flight in mind.
Bret the Hitman Hart trying to fire himself up.
Watch out! Crossbody from the top. Hitman staying on the attack.
Michaels is being subjected to a beatdown.
And Michaels put a quick stop to the momentum that was mounting against him.
Time now for Shawn to get his energy up and back into the fight.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Just a barrage of elbow drops into the chest.
Unleashing a barrage on their opponent.
Able to turn that around with laces to the face.
Watch the quickness on this. Bang! Snap suplex.
Boom! Good defense from him.
Cut off with a chop block.
Defiant counter from HBK.
Michaels hooks it up. Teardrop suplex. Pure poetry in motion from old HBK. Let's see if the band might be playing us out soon.
Denying the attack from Michaels. What are they doing here?
These competitors have been absolutely crackerjacked tonight.
I don't know how this could get any better.
The Hitman now taking his opponent down. Great. Locked in. Sharp shoot.
Good work getting to the ropes, which ends the submission attempt.
Well, with their opponent down, now looking to ensure it stays that way.
Man. Well-placed knees to the hamstring. Carried in a jeopardizing position here. Watch the quickness on this. Back, snap suplex.
Cover to retain the championship.
Brett retains the title.
Here is your winner and still WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
You can feel the uncertainty in the air already. Yeah, who knows what Bret is going to do now?
A lot of questions still unanswered here.
Feels good to execute some long overdue showcase justice. Now, I'd like to switch gears, indulge myself a little, and use this technology to go up against 3 WWE legends that I've dreamed of competing against in a WWE ring. First up is a trip to the land of the extreme, ECW. When I first made it to WWE, I started on their ECW brand, but I always wondered how I do in the original ECW. Who would I face, you ask? Who is CM Punk's dream ECW opponent? And you know me, I aim high. And if I went to ECW and didn't call out the king of the deathmatch, the hardcore icon, if I didn't call out Cactus Jack to show me what extreme truly means, then what am I even doing here? The most violent of Mick Foley's alter egos, Cactus Jack tormented foes in the United States, Puerto Rico, Japan, basically anywhere that had glass, barbed wire, and fire was a place he wanted to compete. But I'd want my match to be at Hardcore Heaven 1994, a show made famous when the fans threw so many chairs into the ring it covered both Cactus and Terry Funk as well.
Please do not throw chairs into the ring! Stop the chairs!
Cactus Jack was a master of the Falls Count Anywhere match. It allowed him to be at his very best, and that is exactly what I want here. Whether you take me into battle or side with Cactus, you need to know that you're going to be in for a fight. But proving yourself against CM Punk is just as valuable as proving yourself as CM Punk, so you win either way. And I get to live out my dream no matter what.
CM Punk is here, and he is ready to return to the extreme.
Falls Count Anywhere in the ECW arena against Cactus Jack. I have a feeling that extreme will only be scratching the surface during this match.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
Taking nothing away from Punk, an ECW World Champion in his own right. Is he truly ready for tonight? Because the ECW that CM Punk was a part of and the ECW that Cactus Jack was a part of are two completely different breeds.
Very true, but Punk has always embodied the heart and soul of ECW, no matter what era. And we know he's got a big enough chip on his shoulder to want to prove that at any cost tonight.
What we should really worry about is what Cactus Jack plans to do to Punk's heart and soul tonight. Because if Cactus has his way, it won't be pretty. And it won't be for the faint of heart.
CM Punk ready to go to battle. Ready to stand toe-to-toe with ECW's infamous Cactus Jack.
A disturbed, violent man with his sights set on CM Punk.
From Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing in at 287 pounds, Cactus Jack!
Whether it's in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Tokyo, Japan, or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Cactus Jack is revered as the most sacred of all hardcore icons around the world. And with the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation tonight, he might just drag CM Punk all the way around the globe during this match. Two men who have no problem making a show of force to get their message across.
And there is no better stipulation in no better venue to make such a show of force than a Falls Count Anywhere match in the ECW arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what we're going to see in this match. I just know that if either man has their way, we'll be seeing someone standing tall over a bloody foe.
Well, don't be so sure the winner won't be a bloody mess, too. Cactus Jack may be violence personified, but CM Punk didn't become the best in the world by shying away from getting his hands dirty when the situation calls for it. And in Falls Count Anywhere, you best believe the situation definitely calls for it. Every strike more devastating than the last.
Being carried around now. From the ring all the way to the floor.
Going for it!
Taking a flight to nowhere.
Really thought that was going to work, but now we got a human being we have to scrape off the floor. Lifted way up.
Oh, atomic drop.
Headbutt!
Oh, to the arm. Terrible.
Oh, this is just too far. Get some control in there.
Oh, come on. Why would you stoop that low?
Prime example of working smarter, not harder. That's what I say. Oh, that'll send a shock down your spine.
Cactus absorbing some offense already. Almost an appetizer for this sadist.
And Cactus Jack is just so unpredictable. When you're in the ring with him, you never quite know what he's going to throw at you.
Well, I'd usually counter that you can't let Cactus get the chance to unleash his particular brand of insanity on you, but that's not a realistic possibility here. Punk just needs to do what he can to keep on Cactus and be even more unpredictable, if he can. Relentless violence is Cactus Jack's stock and trade, but it needs to be CM Punk's as well here.
Even though Cactus Jack and CM Punk have never faced off in the ring, Punk has had confrontations with Mick Foley in the past. In 2012, Punk brutally attacked Mick backstage.
And that attack almost led to a Survivor Series match where Punk and Foley would have served as team captains. But as they say so often, cards subject to change.
Well, I, for one, am glad. That match would have been a battle by proxy. This one is a hardcore war happening right in front of our eyes.
He's out of the ring. What does he have in mind now?
Time to go for a ride.
Oh, an exploder suplex.
Fans have long awaited this showdown, as Punk and Jack's paths have never quite crossed.
Indeed, Corey. Around the time Cactus Jack was winding down his full-time career, CM Punk's career was just beginning. While Cactus did have a brief in-ring return as Mick Foley in 2006, it ended a few months before CM Punk's debut.
And in both of those cases, Father Time had a hand in determining who would be the better competitor. Tonight, we're getting both men in their prime, and I cannot wait to see the destruction that ensues.
Caught in a bad spot. Now shoulders down. Here we go.
Kicking out there really has to make his opponent question his game plan.
Ouch. A Falls Count Anywhere match certainly lends itself to extreme activity. There are no rules that govern how you score said pinfall or submission. We both know Punk and Jack are certainly able to get extreme.
Both men have strong ties to the birthplace of extreme, ECW. CM Punk began his career in WWE as part of the ECW brand, with multiple ECW title reigns to his name. Cactus Jack put the company on the map during its infancy and became a multi-time tag team champion during ECW's heyday.
It's once again an ECW original versus some new blood. Let's see which side prevails this time.
Man, that is going to leave some serious wounds.
No doubt about it. This is just adding extreme insult to injury. Come on, this has gotten way too far. Just stop this already. The ref took the brunt of that one.
Holding nothing back, striking over and over again. There has to be permanent damage being done right now.
An unrelenting assault being brought to Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah, Punk's not backing down to Cactus here. Far from it.
What a display of strength here. Oh, down powerbomb.
And averting damage there.
And guys, Cactus may finally be at that point. He's taken on so much brutal offense, Punk may have victory in hand. Jack wards that attack off. And Jack is finally able to mount some resistance with that.
Yeah, Jack's survival instincts are taking over.
The pinpoint kick to the back. Steel, glass, pyro, electrical. So many things on that stage have the potential to do some serious harm. That can break an arm.
High voltage cords, ledges, pyro, exposed metal. So much could go wrong scrapping up there on the stage.
Gut kick. Nothing fancy there. And nothing good has ever come from fighting up on the stage.
Attacking the hamstring with knee strikes.
And CM Punk's maintaining the advantage now.
Yeah, CM Punk is looking to inflict as much punishment as he can to truly slow Cactus Jack down.
Carefully measured knee drop. Oh, God, the crimson is flowing. He's seriously hurt now. Leg drop! We knew the ring couldn't contain them, but taking this fight to the ring entrance proves their true disdain.
This is a situation you want to avoid.
Planted by the place to have a brawl. The entrance stage is not a forgiving surface to land on. Mongolian chop.
The stage was not designed to be a battlefield.
Considering all that we've seen over the years, I'm pretty sure everything in WWE, the stage included, was designed just for this. Hard-hitting calf kick finds its mark. Oh, a boot to the back.
Tossed back into the ring. He's going up. Up high. Splash. Cactus Jack is having problems here.
Yeah, Jack has to find a response quickly. Oh, hanging on for dear life. Oh, an alley-oop bomb.
Lift it up. What's next?
Oh, my word, a hard...
No way. A slingshot cross body.
Putting it all on the line and coming up big.
Living dangerously to get the upper hand. He takes hold. Oh, what a clothesline. Shoulders down. CM Punk might have him. Digging deep for a kick out.
This is just fighting on pure instinct right now.
Oh, unloading a big kick to the back. And Punk is really putting the pressure on.
Smothering offense from Punk here.
Attacking the hamstring with knee strikes.
Here we go. He thinks this is it.
Good Lord. CM Punk just defeated Cactus Jack in the ECW arena.
Here is your winner, CM Punk!
What a violent match this was. CM Punk has to be feeling some kind of catharsis, making it through this and, most importantly, making it through Cactus Jack.
While Punk may have won the battle, but the thing about a sadist like Cactus Jack is that he has no problem soldiering on with the war.
Yeah, CM Punk and Cactus Jack just went through hell here. But we know for a fact that's where Cactus Jack feels most comfortable, win or lose. Punk deserves to celebrate, but he should also watch his back from now on.
Oh man, that was wild. The results don't even matter when you're in the ring facing legends in matches you never thought possible. A win, a loss, come on. It's about the moment here, and what a moment that was. Now that I got my ECW experience taken care of, I have my sights set on a man that many consider my dream opponent. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Despite our glaring differences, there's a lot of similarities between us. Give us a microphone and watch us captivate the audience.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
We do not back down from anybody, always ready to fight. Talking trash on an Attitude Era Raw against a prime rattlesnake simply wasn't in the cards for my career, but at least with slingshot technology, I can make this match happen. All the respect in the world to Steve and every single achievement in his career, but trust that I'm going to bring the fight to him in a no-holds-barred match the second the bell rings. Austin wants to brawl all over the place? He wants weapons? Sounds good to me. Hell, I'm all for it after that fight with Cactus Jack. I've even got a special place in mind. A special arena in Chicago where we can have this all take place. Are you gonna back me up and try to take down Stone Cold? Or do you think Steve Austin has my number? No matter what you choose, I'm gonna do my best to take the head off the snake.
Son, you're looking at the best there is.
The best in the world, CM Punk.
Ready to try his hand at clobbering a rattlesnake.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds,
CM Punk has been in many epic battles, fought some of the all-time greats, but he's never faced a challenge like the Texas Rattlesnake.
But that's exactly what Punk came here for. He's not looking for a night off. Punk wants to test himself against a man who he thinks is one of the best to ever put on a pair of boots. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but we'll see how Punk feels when those boots are stomping a mud hole in his chest.
CM Punk looks ready for this. I might even go so far as to say excited.
Well, it's not every day you get to tangle with a legend. Punk's dreamed of this chance to stare down Steve Austin. The Texas Rattlesnake is here, looking to hunt down CM Punk.
from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Steve Austin looks ready for a fight.
And he looks even more ready to teach CM Punk a lesson.
CM Punk wanted this. He wanted his shot against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, you get what you ask for, Punk. A tall, cold can of whoop-ass is about to be opened up in that ring. Stone Cold Steve... Austin and CM Punk are two of the most defiant, anti-authority, rebellious, irritable men we've ever had the pleasure of watching in the ring. But tonight, we find out who is the toughest SOB of them all.
Yeah, a lot of common ground between these two. Surely a lot of mutual respect and admiration, but Austin and Punk couldn't help but ask themselves, who's the better man? Bell to bell.
And now we get the privilege of watching them work out the answer here in the ring in what promises to be a chaotic, no-holds-barred match. Vicious!
Over a decade ago, these two men sat together for a very intense confrontation. During that interview, CM Punk claimed he would have thrived during Steve Austin's era, just as he did today.
Punk also claimed that there were more sharks in the water during the Attitude Era than during Punk's heyday. Now, I take some umbrage to that since I was in the throwing caution to the wind.
Body!
A roll of the dice and it pays off in full.
Heading to ringside now. No clue what he hopes to find down there.
I don't care what they say, nothing good ever comes from getting the tables.
Look at the velocity into the table.
What's something Punk has to really take into consideration facing off against old Stone Cold?
Punk has to realize that he can't count as much on his toughness here tonight as usual. Punk's a resilient guy, but Austin's offense can stop anyone dead in their tracks and have them begging for mercy. Punk might want to stay elusive and give Stone Cold the runaround.
On a well-placed calf kick there.
Two men fighting right now that could not be any different when it comes to their backgrounds. Punk has often been a straight-edge antagonist, and Austin is forever known as a beer-swilling hero.
Yeah, these two would probably never hit the town together after a match, but there are so many other elements of their personalities that completely align. Both Punk and Austin are steadfast in their beliefs. They both love to fight more than anything and stand tall as icons of their respective eras.
It's almost like if they weren't so stubborn, they'd make the perfect tag team.
Mongolian chops.
And Stone Cold can't find a way off the blocks.
Punk has Austin right where he wants him and is not letting up. And now he's headed out of the ring. Setting up that table, no doubt he has dangerous, painful intentions in mind here.
Again, Austin leaves the ring, looking for something, anything under the ring.
Here we go, Slugger. Bat in his hand, you better believe he will be coming out swinging. Setting up the table here. Who knows what he has planned?
When chatting with CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin said there's no quote-unquote time shift that Punk can take to put himself back in the Attitude Era. But right now, he's facing perhaps the best of that era, and Austin is in the best shape of his life for this battle.
I question Stone Cold's usage of the time travel terminology, but there's no denying that he knows how to brawl, how to fight with attitude. If Punk can overcome Austin in a no-holds-barred scenario, there will be no doubt that Punk can rule over any era in WWE. Taking that move through the table, there is no way they're going to be 100% coming out of this match.
I understand getting yourself fired up, but he needs to stay on his opponent.
And able to skirt around that attack.
When asked about the locker room of Punk's prime, Steve Austin was a bit dismissive, saying he'd only need one or two.
Oh, saves us all from having to endure any more of that.
Sidewalk slam! Almost drove him through the ring.
And he gets delivered back into the ring. Oh, what a clubbing blow.
CM Punk wanted to fight, and Austin's starting to bring him one.
And he counters.
What's CM Punk thinking?
Clothesline.
to the vertebrae.
When asked about facing CM Punk, Austin claimed that he would push and prod to get the best out of Punk, to give Punk an even bigger mean streak than ever.
I'm not so sure that's humanly possible given the depths we've seen Punk sink to in order to secure a win, but I do not doubt the words of the Rattlesnake. When you're in the ring against Austin, you have to be at your best, and CM Punk will certainly need to compete at his highest level to date in order to secure a win.
Not sure what Austin is after here, looking into the ring.
He's about to leave his mark on the competition with now pulling a pin out of nowhere. Tightly hooked small package.
Kicks out before the 2 count.
It might be stubbornness or it might be lunacy, but he is refusing to stay down here.
Oh, Fez press and then
Fez press, raining down right hands. Stone Cold showing Punk just how mean he can be.
Austin going big.
Stone Cold stunner. Punk's got a problem here.
and a kick out. What on earth?
How on earth?
And Austin is in a state of disbelief. Thought he had this match at hand, but it will continue. Austin gets stymied. Something we've discussed before is that Punk represents the best of the modern era, and Austin the best of the Attitude Era. Both men have proven they can hang with the others' contemporaries.
You're right about that, Cole. Who can forget when Austin came out of retirement and defeated Kevin Owens in a main event battle at WrestleMania 38, which was also a no-holds-barred match, I might add.
That was definitely impressive, guys, but look at the list of competitors that Punk has stood toe-to-toe with in the ring. Kane, Triple H, The Rock, and The Undertaker. Some of them he beat, some of them he didn't, but what's undeniable is that Punk is not fazed whatsoever by the legend that accompanies the biggest names of the Attitude Era.
Setting course to the top turnbuckle. From way up, diving double axe handle. And CM Punk is leaving no breathing room here.
CM Punk somehow managing to exceed Stone Cold's intensity.
Stretching and tearing at all the ligaments in the leg. Differing in-ring styles from these two men. Punk is methodical with his strikes and submissions, while Austin prefers to brawl as soon as the bell rings. That seemingly favors the Rattlesnake, doesn't it?
Look, nobody's going to bet against Austin in a no-holds-barred match. You think a man with an extensive MMA background like Punk doesn't know a few illegal moves that are normally grounds for disqualification? Well, tonight he's got them in his back pocket to snare an unsuspecting rattlesnake.
Spin kick to the midset. Oh, this should be it. Punk with his opponent up.
Good night, GTS. Now CM Punk needs to end this.
He manages to kick out. What strength.
Austin may be stubborn as hell, but that stubbornness just saved him here. The Texas Rattlesnake defiant to the bitter end.
And Punk might have just swung for the fences, but it wasn't good enough.
I expected this match.
Shut the door. This could be over.
And he fights it off.
Currently impressed. I have no idea how he managed to kick out at this point.
Momentum is really on Punk's side.
Punk is determined right now. Oh, damaging the arm.
And Austin fends him off. Looks like he's trying to regain some control here.
Could be exactly the fire starter the Rattlesnake needed.
He's going for the pin. And he kicks out of the pin and one.
Not enough. There's got to be more where that came from.
Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move.
Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count.
Here we go. I don't think he's setting up to do autographs.
And slides back into the ring. Snaps the leg across the head. Oh, the heel hook. Stretch. Steve Austin's down. Could this be the end?
It's all over. CM Punk has beaten Steve Austin.
Here is your winner, CM Punk!
CM Punk, the best in the world, has stopped the Texas Rattlesnake.
But Austin did not go quietly. This was a no-holds-barred battle to remember. An iconic throwdown between two unruly troublemakers.
And we loved every second of it. Congratulations to CM Punk.
I have one last personal dream match that I'd like to make happen. And since I'm the one controlling the fancy fantasy time travel computer today, it's exactly what we're gonna do. He dominated the cruiserweight scene in WCW, then joined WWE, where he captured European, Intercontinental, and Tag Team Championships in short order. Eddie Guerrero was pure magic in the ring. And while I was still on the indie circuit, I watched Eddie return to WWE using his Latino heat to do the unthinkable. Capture the WWE Championship.
Eddie to the top rope. Frog splash! Frog splash!
Lying, cheating, and stealing his way to the top was the only way Eddie knew how to get things done, and the fans loved him for it. I always hoped that when the day came that I signed with WWE, I'd have the opportunity to perform with Eddie once again. But for now, we'll let Slingshot Tech make the impossible possible. Just like my matches against Cactus Jack and Stone Cold, who you choose is on you. No matter who you choose and no matter what happens in the ring, we're still cool. And Eddie Guerrero will forever be loved and missed. Viva la raza, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a match many thought we would never see. Eddie Guerrero versus CM Punk.
Just listen to this ovation for the Second City Saint.
CM Punk just soaking it in, feeding off his hometown crowd.
This is what Eddie knew he was walking into tonight. The loudest, most passionate ovation you may hear all year.
Yeah, Cole, but Eddie also knows you don't wrestle a crowd. Punk may be feeling invincible right now, but once that bell rings, it's just him and Eddie.
And when you face Eddie Guerrero, things get very real very fast.
This is an emotional matchup for CM Punk, and you better believe Eddie knows that already. Briefly crossed paths before Punk joined WWE.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of respect between the two of them right now, but once the bell rings, I expect that to all go out the window.
Latino Heat!
From El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds,
at that smirk on Eddie's face. He's eating this up, not being intimidated by all the noise, not being intimidated by Punk.
Eddie can match Punk with his technical ability, he can match him with his mental game, and he can match him on pure fighting spirit. And once upon a time, when they met in the ring before WWE, Eddie had the experience. You have to wonder if Eddie can exploit that and make Punk once again feel like a rookie.
You have to think that Eddie would love nothing more than to take the win from Punk here in front of his home crowd.
Yeah, Cole, but whenever CM Punk is in Chicago, he fights like a man absolutely possessed.
CM Punk. Squaring off against Eddie Guerrero. And just listen to this crowd here in Chicago.
They are feeling the heat indeed. The ring psychology we're about to witness from these two is something that will be studied for years.
Two men who met decades ago before either one reached their heights, but now Punk and Eddie are so evenly matched. This already might be a match of the year candidate. Pummeling their opponent with elbows.
You know, so often when we have these dream matches, there's some sort of stipulation involved. But for Eddie and Punk, tonight's a pure wrestling match.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, both men are known to lie, cheat, and steal, but there's an art form to doing so within the limits of the rulebook. Plus, even though both men have lived in the land of extreme, I have a feeling both men will fight with honor tonight.
Eddie unprepared here.
Spiked him. And a human being can only be spiked like that so many times before they're ultimately down for the count.
And Punk is looking to the crowd for some support.
From the top, crossbody from the top.
This Chicago crowd getting even more excited. CM Punk is showing what he's capable of against Eddie. Up high!
Lands the crossbody. Taking a chance one more time and landing with incredible impact.
Boom!
CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero had a few matches with one another in 2002, which was less than 5 years removed from Punk's in-ring debut, only 3 years when he decided to pursue professional wrestling full-time.
Even that early in his career, CM Punk was known as an indie darling, a pro wrestling wunderkind. But Punk has said that being in the ring with Eddie back then made him realize that he had a lot left to learn. It would be 4 years after their initial encounters that Punk would finally make his way to WWE.
True to his in-ring form, it shows Punk's a diligent planner when it comes to in-ring competition. He could have rushed his way to WWE and challenged Eddie again, but who knows how Punk would have performed with less time learning his craft.
And a boot to the leg takes their opponent down, now twisting them up like a pretzel. Pin attempt.
Oh my, how in the world did he kick out of that?
He just pushed the finish line back a mile.
Up and picture-perfect Falcon Arrow.
CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best to ever do it in that ring. They've crossed paths before Punk joined WWE.
Indeed, Cole. These two men engaged in multiple battles on the independent circuit during Eddie's brief time away from WWE when Punk was still an in-ring rookie. Punk's raw skills at that point sharpened Eddie enough for Eddie to return to WWE and become a world champion.
Now Punk has the skills and in-ring knowledge that equals that of Latino heat. So you better believe Punk is determined to prove he's the better competitor tonight.
And the momentum is shifting away from Eddie.
Punk proving he's seen this movie before, and Eddie can't find an opening here. Vicious. CM Punk has an in-ring IQ that's second to none. But I wonder if even he can plan for a man who immortalized the phrase, lie, cheat, and steal.
Corey, let's not discount that Punk has shown he can be underhanded as well. But something we know about Eddie is that he knows when to dig even deeper into his bag of tricks when facing a more seasoned opponent. I think we'll see some antics from Eddie tonight that even Punk has never seen. Turned into a neck breaker.
Overwhelming off. Now from Punk.
Punk is not taking his eyes off Eddie for a second, and it is paying off.
Power on the Falcon Arrow.
I know CM Punk, and the man was all...
Hoping that was enough, was it? Kick out just before two.
You've got to be kidding me. How was he able to kick out at this point?
Serious damage to the arm being inflicted here. A steady stream of moves taking out Eddie.
A series of disabling maneuvers from Punk.
Look at this. This can't be good. Ooh, right to the throat. Ooh, vicious kick to the spine.
Oh, my God. Guerrero averts the attack.
Bam! Well-placed calf kick.
Hooked up, and boom! Outside of WWE, Punk and Eddie have had a handful of matches. But when it comes to singles bouts, the record between these men is tied at 1 win apiece, with a time limit draw as well.
You cannot ask for a more even rivalry than that, Michael Cole. Each man is going to pull out all of the stops to earn that final, decisive victory.
And Punk is really putting the pressure on.
Eddie has been snuffed out.
Punk looking to send Eddie to dreamland here.
CM Punk looking to put his opponent away. Uh-oh.
Gets dropped. Timely reverse DDT.
Gets out of dodge.
Hurricanrana Ideal's meal. Oh, did you hear that?
Eddie Guerrero now. Oh, he is putting on a show this evening. 2 down, 1 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 amigos. Eddie's got Punk seeing more stars than on the Chicago from the top.
Lands right on the knees. That can change everything. Big time height on that kick.
Oh, once again having the wind knocked straight out of him.
Heartbreaker. High rent district for CM Punk. Here we go. Lands the splash. Hooked up. Oh, the reversal by Eddie Guerrero.
Clothesline to the outside. Able to hang on for the moment. And a shoulder to the gut.
Calf kick finds the mark. Guerrero's falling victim to the onrush right now.
CM Punk is firmly in the driver's seat.
Not looking good in this position.
Just spiked down with that powerbomb.
Putting their full weight on the arm. And he's going to the outside, which will start a count out. Taking things to the outside, but got to make sure to heed the official's count. Regalplex! And CM Punk is leaving no breathing room here.
Now, Latino Heat has got to invent a new bag of tricks here.
And here he is, heading back into the ring. That's that vintage Guerrero.
He left himself wide open. Big mistake.
Things are heading ringside now.
Oh boy, clearing up our announce desk.
Oh, nothing good is going to come out of this. We need to head for higher, safer ground right now.
He's got to make some moves here or suffer the countout. And finally recognizes the count and gets back into the ring. Massive miscalculation on that one. Right on the arm.
A steady stream of moves taking out Eddie.
A series of disabling maneuvers from Punk.
So much torque on the knee and ankle.
Devastating kick.
Oh, wicked kick to the lower back.
Punk building momentum here. Knee connects to jaw.
And the bulldog.
Looking to put this one away.
Two. Punk did it here in Chicago.
Here is your winner, Punk!
This has to mean so much more for Punk than just a win. Defeating your idol is something few people ever get to experience.
Let alone in front of your hometown, on your native soil.
You can just tell Punk is being overwhelmed with emotion right now.